Thank you so much for tuning in. This is part 3, Voting the Bible. Um, it is very interesting to me that many will talk about abortion and the sanctity of life, but yet will neglect to talk about those children that are alive and don't have any measure of quality of life. Because to me, if you were really concerned about children and really concerned about the sanctity of life for children, that all of those issues, the issues of quality of life, would have to be discussed as well. You couldn't just simply hide behind the issue of abortion if you were concerned about the quality of life for all children. So, the Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities, rulers of wickedness in high places. And so it really seems strange to me that our answer, our Christian answer, is just to get the right people in office, who will stand behind for sanctity of life and who will stand behind moral issues. That is very, very strange when the Bible is very clear on who we wrestle against. You see, and then it even gives us an answer. He says that you can pull down strongholds. The weapons of your warfare are not carnal. They're not getting the right people into office. The weapons of your warfare are not carnal, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. And in my opinion, if you deal with pulling down strongholds, you can't just talk about or hide behind the issue of abortion. Because you have to talk about the quality of life for children. You have to talk about children that are being sexually abused. You have to talk about the fact that 1 in 5 girls and 1 in 7 boys are molested in this country. You have to talk about there are children that are starving in this country. You have to talk about children that are being physically abused. You have to talk about children that are being neglected. You have to talk about all of those issues when you talk about the quality of life. So I am coming more and more to the conclusion that it's really not about the children that are being aborted each year. For many of these, people who, say such things as vote the Bible. It's not about the preservation of life for these children. Because like I said, if it were about that, you'd have to consider all of the other issues that affect children in order for that to really be your cause and for that to really be your agenda. You just can't hide behind um, abortion is wrong and we need the right people in office to stop this. See, that's a smoke screen. That gets people's eyes off the children that are alive in this country and that suffer. If you really talk about things that affect children and the horrible things that children that are living have to go through, you have to war against powers and principalities, rulers of wickedness in high places. The right people in office won't give the children what they need to have a quality of life. Let's add healthcare in there. Let's add education in there as well, because all of those things amount to quality of life. So I'm wondering, do we want to wrestle against flesh and blood and get the right people in office? Or do we want to wrestle against the powers and principalities, the rulers of wickedness in high places? Do we want to pull down strongholds so that children will have a quality of life? Or do we want to be righteous, self-righteous rather, and pious and say, we need the right people in office to stop abortion? What do we really want? Stay tuned for part 4.